Too late. Everybody knew he was not dancing.
Totally dancing.
No, absolutely not.
Myself out.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to #Whack Wednesday. Welcome to the Watch Autumn Keto, I would say daily live, but we normally go live every
bi-daily.
Yeah.
Is it bi-daily, like bi-weekly?
Bi-daily.
Yes.
I love
It's
that.
Every other day.
2 times a day.
Okay.
Yeah. We go live every
me and
Sunday,
math.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and also on evenings like today, #Whack Wednesday. We go live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're so glad you're here with us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Watch Autumn Keto, so that you get notified whenever we go live or post a new video.
I love
I
that.
know, right? Right. You can also find us on Facebook if you go to Whack Daily Keto Updates or click the link in the description to join the group. We also invite you to join us live and in person at Keto Palooza, presented by Keto Chow this year. That's an in-person keto meetup event like no other, happening in Louisville, Kentucky, September 17th through the 19th. This is the last week to get tickets. Exactly. Click the link. Yes, Richard, click the link in the description box below to come meet this so excited man, right? And there are also virtual tickets. There's a virtual ticket. I'm going to be there.
Yes.
I'm going to be there.
You too as well.
But I'm not so excited
you're
like
the
you are.
alternative prize.
Yay! That's me. I'm the alternative prize. Shelby's here. Says first. I know, right?
That was
she says it says 9. It says 9:30 a.m. Did I write 9:30? Y'all know what be on my heart. I get so into the routine of writing 9:30 instead of 8:30 p.m.
Is that what you do?
But y'all know it's 8:30 p.m. I know. Mookie's here. Says good evening, everyone. Hi, Mookie. Glad that you're here. Shelby said the title says 9:30 a.m. Well, I scheduled it for 8:30 p.m. So hopefully when people get the notification, they'll know. But it's also not like we haven't gone live every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. for a year. So title or not, you should know.
The shade.
I'm just saying, right?
Shade.
I'm just saying.
Really
TC's here, says good evening, everyone. Jerry Van West is here, says good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Shelby said Autumn's on Clubhouse right now. Yeah, I was literally at 8:29. I was on Clubhouse.
Yes,
so.
you were.
Yeah, I said I have some time 1 minute before my live. Yeah, literally cut it off right then. So, Brianna's here, says good evening, friends. Hello.
Good evening, Brianna.
Jerry Van West hopping right into the subject today, asking, why is it so hard to stay keto, right? Jerry Van West said, why is it so hard to stay on keto? I'm very fortunate in that it hasn't been hard for me. I think this community has been the daily and weekly support I need to stay on track. No cheat days, 9.5 months in. What? Jerry Van West?
Days for
yes,
you?
that's absolutely, no, Jerry Van West.
Oh, you're reading.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Got to scoot away before I get struck by lightning.
How does that work again? Just in case.
You a lie. No. Way to go, Jerry Van West.
Hey, Jerry.
Joyce is here. So it's Joyce says, good evening, amazing Whack fam. Been a long day, but got some more things done. That is good. It's absolutely great, right?
That's called a progressive.
Renee's here, says good evening. Exactly. Callie Shay's here, says currently waiting for the live to start. I'm counting down the days till Keto Palooza. I'm super duper uber excited. I love that. Uber, absolutely. That's what he's gonna do when he sees you. So
I mean, not technically. I might change it up.
I think that's exactly what you're gonna do.
That's probably right.
Gigi said, good evening, Mr. and Mrs. How was your day? It was great. As you can see, I got on the makeup today. I literally just put this on like 45 minutes ago because I had some pictures to take, right? But today was a productive day for me. Dee's here, says evening, good weathers. I made it. You did make it. I'm glad. So does that mean, are we past dinner time? Have the cats left you alone? Like, because I'm over it. Cynthia's here, says, hey, how are my best girlfriends? Like, that's always what I say.
Oh, go Cynthia.
Yes.
Dubois.
Teresa's here, says, hey.
Dubois.
Ooh, I love that because I'm going straight to Bose. Isn't there an I in Dubois? No, I'm going to Bose.
Silent stuff.
Okay, it's French. It's French, right?
Not even pronounced.
Joe Ray's here. Says good evening. Yeah, thanks, Jerry Van West. I saw that. It says this one is 8:30 p.m. Not 9:30 a.m. I know, Jerry Van West. I got so excited writing the title that my mind just ran away from me.
Was it excitement or overworkedness?
I plead the fifth. Rhonda says, hello, Whack fam. Happy hump day. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Rhonda. It is the end of hump day. He's here says, "Heyo, the warden and I are in the car driving to Norman, Oklahoma. We have an Airbnb en route to Keto, Omaha. That is amazing." Wacky's here says, "Made it from the beginning." Yes, you did, girl. So hopefully you got to dance to that amazing countdown music that we have. Because boy, that puts me in a good
entertain Heath on his
car ride.
His journey.
Play a good game of I Spy.
Driving to Omaha.
Oklahoma.
They play
Oklahoma on the way to Omaha.
Oh, is it Omaha, Oklahoma?
No.
It was Omaha, Kansas.
Okay. It's Omaha, Nebraska.
That's one of those places.
But they're stopping in Oklahoma.
It's all in that section.
Where the wind comes sweeping down the plains.
I think that's where they play the baseball championships in college. Is in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, Omaha, Nebraska. Oh, I love that. Never been.
That's my factoid of the day.
That's one of the places I've never been to, like the central United States.
It's flyover.
You know, like flyover.
That's what they call them, flyover states. Because you want to go
fly over.
I've never been
to Oklahoma.
As somebody who's never flown.
Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. Basically, there's like a line of states in the middle. I've never been to any of them.
I mean, it's like Texas, and then it bounces out. Like, if you're in the middle, you're probably in Texas.
Shelby said, "True. People be slacking. It's on them at this point." Exactly. Y'all know when I go live. Don't pay attention to me. Pamela's here. Says hello. First time joining. Pamela, we're so glad you're here. Thank you so much. Austin. Like Texas. Austin.
With a U? Austin?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that's how you pronounce it.
The L. It's
Alston.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you, Pamela Alston. I was like, Alston.
I'm just saying, you have
right?
to be
We appreciate that.
Correct.
Renee is here. Says, "Good evening, Autumn and Richard. Happy Wednesday, all." Absolutely. Beth is here. Good evening. Yes, absolutely.
In my Alfred Hitchcock.
Jory said, "Did you figure out your Fitbit carb manager sync?" Yes. And just like the doctor informed us early this morning, it's only available to premium members. Yay. And I was like, you ain't going to get me to pay $6 a month just so I can sync my exercise. I know how much I'm exercising. I don't need you to tell me how much I'm exercising, Carb Manager. So I was a little disappointed in that, but
you just pay a subscription to the Fitbod or Fittiness. What's the other app? No, what's the other app? Yeah, that's what I said.
Like Fitbod doesn't sync.
No, it doesn't.
Nothing syncs.
But you paid a lot more money for that than the
because it's telling me what to do.
Oh,
I'm not feeding it information. It is telling me what to do.
Okay, well, that's nice.
Yeah, but I'm not paying money to tell Carb Manager how much I'm eating. Like, I don't need my Excel spreadsheet. I can do that for free. I'm not paying to provide you with information.
It's a community, right?
No, it's a community. Look, they have recipes. They have all sorts of stuff. Don't get me wrong. If tracking is your jam and that's like the primary place you do that, it's not bad at all. But for someone like me that's like clearly using it as a decision-making tactic, not the necessity to get the visibility,
you do not do
it wasn't worth it. Shelby said, not to change the subject, but I kissed the Raven Keto Chow live. I'm going to say missed, right? Was it as magical as you had hoped? Did Richard watch solo? Yes and yes. So it was just great. It was absolutely
well, I mean,
great.
To be fair, I kissed
Speaking
the
of which,
Keto Chow as well.
Jerry Van West said, "Hiya, babes."
I also kissed Raven's Keto Chow.
Yeah, and no. And so it was just really great. The conversation was great.
Is like, you skim airplane, you skim the water, you kiss the water.
That is on an action movie. You never want to be in an airplane that's doing that. No. TC said, "My name is TC and I'm a carb addict and that's why it's hard for me." I know, right? Why is keto so hard? Because we're mentally and physically carb addicts. Like, our bodies and our minds like crave this stuff, and it sends us all these signals. Eat this. You want this. Eat this. It's gonna taste so good. It's gonna make you feel so good. It's gonna help you feel better. Come on.
And to piggyback on what you just said, we've been indoctrinated with this since birth. Basically. Because honestly, until the last 5 years, I'm gonna be generous and say that's when we actually started realizing. There's been spots throughout.
Sugar might be lame.
That's what I'm saying. Like the past 5.
Yeah,
I'll say 10, maybe 10 just to give it a good buffer. But it's like, it was just then before we realized, wait a minute, we're being told the wrong stuff. Because before it was the pyramid. It was the pyramid with the grains and the carbs at the
bread's on the bottom.
It's like you're supposed to eat the most of that. That's the most supposed to eat. The dairy's at the top, right?
No, fat's at the top. Even worse.
Fat's at the top. You lose me
Matreya said,
already.
evening, everyone. Hi, Matreya. So glad you're here. Brian's here. Says, great evening, y'all. What a great day. Why? Because we get a double whack dose. Oh, hi-yo. I would agree with that.
But no, that's literally an example. Like, the pyramid was completely upside down and backwards.
So literally upside down. So it's funny that you mentioned that because today I went to the Low Carb USA website and that's exactly what their logo is. It's the upside down food pyramid.
Low Carb
USA.
website.
Yeah.
Low Carb USA.
Oh,
website.
Joyce said, Richard, did you get your hair did? Why, yes. Yes, he did. Looking all fine, trying to be good. Cover this all up. They're not even supposed to be able to see this right now. They're going to see and they're going to want you, Lord. I can't have it. I can't take it.
Why are you this silly?
I'm just saying. You are so attractive.
Oh, my God.
Air frying auntie's here. Love that. I love your name. Since happy Wednesday, Autumn and Richard. Last work night, 4-day weekend, birthday tomorrow. Woohoo! That is amazing. Absolutely.
Like we just had one of those, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. What birthday?
4-day weekend birthday.
4-day birthday weekend.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Because someone piggybacked on mine.
Shauna, way to go. Like, I'm excited for you. But I didn't have my own, though. It's not like I had my own and then yours, too.
I loved it.
But don't get me wrong. It did last way too long.
That's
what she said. Dre's here says, happy hump day. Whack fam, how are you doing?
Mr. 72, how's it going with you, big guy?
Brianna said, I am my own worst enemy and will sabotage myself. That's why I struggle sometimes. Exactly. It's, why is it hard? Why is it so hard to stay keto? Just because there's so much more that goes into it besides just stop eating that food.
Exactly.
Just eat better. There's so much more.
It's the whole point of people trying to think of it as a temporary diet as opposed to a lifestyle change. And so you can't dip your toe into it and then be like, I'm good. Let me go do what I normally used to do.
We talked about that today on Clubhouse. Because one of the girls on
I need to be on Clubhouse more often then.
Do you?
I got straight facts.
No. So one of the girls on Clubhouse was talking about how when she lost weight eating keto, she got down to her goal weight, and she maintained it. No, she maintained it for a while. So then she started to get lax, and she was like, and then we would stop by fast food, and I would say, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna take a couple of my husband's fries, right? And then like a month later, it's you know what? I'm just gonna order my own meal, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like it started to snowball, right?
Like, I'm gonna order my meal and then his meal as well.
And then she realized, she was like, I was eating bad for like a month. She was like, you know what? And I started to realize, like, oh my God, I can just eat regular and not gain weight. Okay, I'm gonna do that. But then of course, 2, 3, 4 months came back.
I've seen this movie before.
Exactly. She said her weight came back, and I said, I want you to just take a step back and hear what you just said. You said, I was like, look, we have words for keto. Mm-hmm. We know what paleo means. We know what vegetarian means. We know what vegan means. You just said, I get to eat regular. That's what fast food, brownies, pasta, everything. That's what we think is regular now, right? Or in terms of society, right?
You just broke my brain.
And so and I said that's what I always struggle with. This notion of now I can go back to eating normal. Like what? Do you know what else is normal? Obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure. That was also normal when you were eating that way, right? So it's just like even shifting the paradigm of thinking like that is not normal. Like eating all those processed foods.
Yes. I mean, but it's like, again, instead of think of it as a temporary diet to quickly lose weight, it's a lifestyle change. You have to bend that arc of time and history. Bend that arc.
That's a TV show I want to watch. So somebody else they asked a question. They were like, do I have to stay keto forever? Like, can I stay? First, it was, can I stay keto? Like, is keto healthy over the long term? Can I stay keto forever? And do I have to? And people were like, so yes, you can stay keto for the rest of your life. You can stay, just choosing to eat high fat, low carb foods. Yes, you can do that. But, maybe if you get to a place where your health is where you want it to be, your weight's where you want it to be, maybe you integrate a sweet potato here and there. Maybe you integrate like higher carb vegetables here and there. And I was just like, guys, I don't think that's what she meant. Like, it's like, do I have to eat keto forever? It's just like, can I ever go back to how I was eating?
Will there be a finish line I can run past?
And I was like,
taker gets
exactly. So I was just like, so in that way, like, do you have to stay in a state of ketosis? No. Like, but does your diet need to consist of real healthy foods always? Yes. Can you ever go back to integrating processed, packaged, refined foods and sugar and carbs into your diet? No. No, you can't do that on a regular basis.
Well, I was gonna say like a taste.
Exactly, right?
It has to be like a
so
one
it's basically
keto
forever. That's how you're eating, right? So it's just like that. It can be. It's so much more than just the food,
but,
though.
See, for me,
Gina's here says hello, every whack one.
Hello, Gina. Well, my mental relaxation comes to the point where I like. You don't make it bigger than what it is. Like if you need 2 French fries to alleviate that pressure, take those 2 French fries. No, don't buy 3
but
bags
you're
of
not
extra
a drug
French
addict, Richard.
No, but I'm saying it's a process. I got it. Everybody's not going to be here instantly, but this is what we all work toward. We all work toward just sampling and then move on. We can't live in those moments because it becomes with your residence more than a vacation.
I loved how you use that metaphor. Absolutely.
No, I'm saying like there's nothing wrong with
Dee said the cats better know that once it's Whack Wednesday, their dinner's going to be late. Hello, they be all right. That's all I'm saying. So, Cynthia said Autumn is correct. Straight DeBose. Thank you very much.
DeBose headphones.
Yeah, exactly. I want DeBose over there.
Yeah, I want those DeBose.
Nan's here, says good evening from Tennessee. Nan, we're so close. Good evening from Kentucky. Yeah, look at that. We're so absolutely close. B said, well, it's right there. It's just state. Yeah, okay, exactly. Actually, we're probably one of the furthest away from Tennessee you can get. Like, you just have to keep going up
the northern.
Yeah, exactly. B Sweet said, good evening, Whack fam. Kiddo's first day back today. Ooh, fingers crossed. Here's hoping they stay. I know, right? Hopefully that's
welcome to our, that's my sister and her children's world.
My cousin Kim's calling me, so she clearly has to know this is important.
Yes.
Hello?
Thanks. She's saying?
Yes. I will do that. I will do that. I will. He said he heard you. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, bye. So she did not remember that I was on the live. So today, Richard made his famous chili, right? Like it's more of like an amalgamation. Yeah, like he just puts all sorts of meats in there and makes chili. Yeah, he just dumps stuff in there, right?
Give me a pot and let me work.
So my cousin Kim was over today and there was a huge pot of chili and she was like, can I have some of this? And he just, of course, loaded her up a little section. So that was her calling to tell us that Richard's chili was great, you know?
Well, what I did this time.
Ooh, what did you do this time?
I credit my mother. Mom, if you're watching, credit to you.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, look at you.
I remembered.
It is my mom and my father's something anniversary. Excuse me? I'm saying more than 10. 10 at least 15, something like that. But she told me to implement the pulled pork that I had made Saturday.
The smoked pulled pork.
Onto my chili. So
yes. Shelby said that's where Dorothy's from, Omaha, Kansas. I was like, that does not sound right. It's Nebraska. Hey. She is from Kansas, though. Susan said Omaha is the College World Series. You're correct.
See,
good
to know. So there you go, Shelby. Bam.
Shelby said, Toto, I don't think we're in Omaha anymore. My mom's here, says happy Whack Wednesday, family.
Shelby. That's all I got to say.
Joe Ray said, have you been to Colorado? I've only been to the airport, the Denver airport. There's like a huge, like, rock formation or something in there. No, it's like I remember looking down at it and being like, oh, is that a rock sculpture? No, in the airport.
Oh.
You know how they have, see, my sweetie's never been inside an airport before.
It's like a museum or something.
But yeah, they're like museums and malls and everything that you can fly out of, right? So,
other than that, there's no point.
Yes, Pamela Alston, we're glad that you're here today. So.
Good evening, Pamela.
Mary T's here, says, good evening, all. It's a wonderful Whack Wednesday evening. You're right. So,
anytime I'm with my wife.
Shelby said you should title the next one, This Is Not a Live Stream, and see if we still show up. If it's every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, 9:30, or Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m., I bet y'all will.
Do you see how Shelby tries to break the paradigm?
She is.
Always trying.
She's trying to
counterculture,
stuff up. Yes, she is.
Always trying to throw monkey wrenches. into the work.
Shauna said, eve of the 24th anniversary of my 29th birthday. You are not going to get me to do addition tonight. Absolutely not. Jared West said, I lived in Omaha for a year. It was the longest decade of my life. Ain't nothing to do there.
Until the baseball tournament.
Oh, God, that is so
Until
funny.
The baseball tournament.
Yes. Pamela said, glad to be here. We're glad you're here. He said, we packed homemade bacon, hard-boiled eggs, and string cheese for our dinner tonight. Ooh, dinner of champions.
What's on the road dinner? So that means they just hand it while they're driving.
Oh, my gosh. Dee said, and then you decided to switch to Chronometer because you can sync for free. See, now you're starting to speak my language. Although, like, do I really want to, though? I don't know if I want that micro smoke.
App, right?
Yes.
That's another app.
From Carb Manager.
Super simple, just to bleep, bleep.
Yes. No. Bleep, bloop, bleep. So
everybody can have a chronometer.
Draven West said, tracking is not my jam. Jam is not keto friendly. Wow. You guys are so funny.
It's just sugar-free jam.
Yeah, which even then, still not. Yeah, I mean, it's just really a high concentration.
It's like your bread.
Lynette's here says, hello. How are you doing? We're so glad you're here.
I'm definitely not a tracker.
No,
I'm in the wilderness or with my cuisine.
In the wilderness. You talk about like broken branches. Like they went
I'm
that
a horrible
way,
tracker.
So,
I'm just like, I think they went that way.
No. Dana said, good evening, wackos. Richard is looking so fresh and clean. Did he get a haircut? Why, yes. Yes, he did.
Thank you, Keto Dana, for noticing.
Oh, Shelby hit us with the facts. Why is keto so hard? Because society tells us it is. That is like, that's kind of closest to my answer that I've seen, you know? Yeah. It's just like, I titled this as, hashtag clickbait. I was like, why is keto so hard? Is it hard? Is it? Right? And so what's hard to me was the dismantling of my belief of like what food is. Like when I really understood what food is and its purpose in your body and how the foods that we were eating just simply were poisoning us, that was hard to come with the grips of just like, but it tastes so good. Dadgummit. But when I think about that, I'm just like, it's just delicious tasting poison. It's not fair that it makes us feel good the way that it does, but it was designed in a lab to do that. Like we're just like mice or test monkeys or something. They're just like, haha, we're just going to put sugar in this and they can't stop. Like it's a game to these people, right? And I was like, you're not going to get rich off the back of my health, right? Unless I choose that, right? Because don't get me wrong, there are plenty of times where I'm like, yes, please give me the sugar poison, right? But at least now I know what I'm doing, right? At least I have the awareness and the information, right? But when it comes to realizing how I should be eating every day, it wasn't difficult for me to come to the conclusion that that's keto.
Yeah. Well, and also I like to add that advertising works.
Yeah.
Commercials work.
I mean, it's psychology.
From birth, we've all been seeing the Fruit Loops commercials and the Captain Crunch commercials where it's a balanced breakfast.
I mean, I remember like getting to elementary school and I would get a little thing of Golden Grams and chocolate milk. Like that's how I started off the day.
I love
that stuff is delicious.
You just gave me flashbacks.
We're little babies and they're just
give me all of those things.
I mean, Golden Grams and chocolate milk is delicious.
I was gonna say they make
Pamela said it's not hard for me because my husband who is 66 and my parents who are 80 are my why. I want to be strong for them and for me. That is beautiful. Yes, Pamela. Absolutely.
Who will be 66? I'll be 66 one year. In the distant future, I will be 66.
You are 66 right now. And I'm living to make sure I can stay strong for you. Somebody help. Get out the way.
You are far too extra.
Mary T said, I watched an 8 p.m. YouTube video, so that's Raven and Miranda's channel, today confirming or denying assumptions about them that they had people submit. Very informative. They're so cute. Yeah. And even on the live yesterday, they were just so transparent, just so real and authentic. Yeah. And I was like, I love these people even more.
Kooky, crazy people that fit in really well with all of us.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Mostly you.
Celebrities, they're just like you and me, right? So that's how I felt. So let's see. Shelby said we shouldn't even say we're carb addicts. We should say, hi, my name is Shelby, and I was literally injected by society to physically feel like I need carbs. I mean, exactly. Like we were plugged into the matrix. Like it's not our fault that we're this way. And I'll never forget this. The first time I heard that, I was like maybe like 24, 25. Ooh. I was watching a documentary. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it was at the time. It's called Hungry for Change.
Probably Amazon Prime now.
Yeah, and that was the first time I had ever heard, it's not your fault you're this way. Sugar is a drug. And I was just like, oh, like, I mean, I just literally, we don't know better. We don't know better, right?
You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly, right? So when I found that out, that's when I realized if you know better, you gotta do better.
I like how you sung that.
Thank you.
It was very harmonious.
Shauna says, I'll be scrapbooking and tomorrow night dinner at Texas Roadhouse. Now that's a birthday celebration right there.
I know my parents went to Longhorns tonight for their anniversary.
Oh, did they? Yeah. Just where we went for your dad's birthday?
Well, they ordered it to go. So
oh, good. The comfort of your own home. So I love that for them.
They have the same exact food though, so they didn't change
that. If you know what you like. Rhonda said, I'm a tracker and I'm sick of family and friends that say everyone can't be as disciplined as me, but yet they complain about aches and pains and want help without doing the work. I veto that mindset. Woo! No, yeah. They want the results without doing the work.
No, that's the lazy approach.
That is so true.
Well, what it is, what I found is they are happily say it to the universe though. They don't want to change, but they'll say
indoctrination is right. Even Mary Poppins, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Spoonful of sugar helps your blood glucose raise. I mean, it's good, but like.
And she was right. When I drank that,
it does help. Look, sugar makes you feel great.
I was coughing up dust for you. You mean straight sugar?
Oh my God.
Give me some medicine
sugar, straight sugar is not actually as sweet as or maybe I like tart better than sweet, but I don't like the straight sweetness of sugar.
You know, in my household, you can never do that.
What?
I don't know what Mary Poppins was thinking, but yeah, my father would have smacked the crap out of my hand if I tried to eat a spoonful of sugar for my medicine. Like, hey, Dad, hold on.
Mary T
said, told me this, okay?
Woke up smiling Wednesday morning and go to bed smiling Wednesday night. Thanks to the WAC fam, by the way. Is it hard to keto every day? Is it? I know,
Mary T is like a gladiator.
Exactly. She's like,
she's got the sword fighting.
Beat the chest. I dare you to say.
I agree. Mary T is who we all want to be. She's our spirit animal.
So she is
exactly.
Like she's my what is it?
It's like
what is that animal? What is the Harry Potter animal?
Like a spider?
Is it
like a spider monkey?
Is it a Patronus? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you lost me completely. I don't even know what you just said. Is that like a gum disease?
Beth said, I just told LeVar babes, I do not have to worry about anyone taking you from me after a haircut. When they get lined up, it's just a little hits a little different. So
you better get out and Roman Street.
Lynette says, I refuse to track anymore. I'm just over it. I just do it in my head. Yeah, if you can do it in your head, and if you don't need to track in order to stay on track, it's not mandatory by any means. Me going back to tracking on an app has nothing to do with my lack of visibility or like into what I'm planning to eat. It has to do
with your psyche.
Yeah, my tracking is a decision-making tool, right? Yeah. It's okay. Look, I've taken the pressure off trying to stay perfect, with keto, but I have not taken the pressure off of if just like Joyce says, if you bite it, you're right? Because what I noticed is I was getting very lax with like a bite here, a spoonful there, a grab here.
Yes, you have been.
Don't agree with me like that. Like, so I just committed to at the beginning of the week, like I'm going to track and I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to say you can have whatever you want, right? But you got to, but you got to track it first.
To a degree.
And so that is my like, oh, do I really got to enter this in? Should I even eat it anyways? But it's not necessary.
Well, for me, I think it's like you love the numbers holding you accountable.
Yes.
See, for me, it's about my psychology or my mentality holding me accountable. Where it's like, As long as I don't swim into any one thing, just moderation, nibble, back away, nibble, back away. As long as I'm like waking up in the morning with a bowl on my belly. Right, what did I just do? Oh my God, what just happened?
TC said, I'm in real trouble when I don't meal prep, and that's where I'm at this week. Yes. If the week's not over, you got 2 days, TC. Come on, let's get it together. Jerry West said, Richard nailed it. When I say no cheat days, it's a lifestyle, not a diet. I've had keto-friendly snacks, not part of my program, but it's not cheating since I'm not abandoning my keto lifestyle.
I mean,
well, if that's the case, I haven't had any cheat days because I haven't abandoned the keto lifestyle, but Lord knows I've veered off to the side.
I'm pretty sure Jerry didn't stop by a fast food joint, okay? Jerry did not stop out to get...
We're going to have to talk about what's appropriate to speak about on live and what's not. But no, I totally get it. Jerry Van West, you are a strong
I mean, but Jerry just is embodying what we all believe.
Gina said keto is the angel on one shoulder and the carbs over the devil on the other.
Well, my biggest thing is also if you have like an Italian mom or something, it's like always doing
that's a lot of cultures, just like always with the rice.
Oh, yeah,
he said after the doctor told me that I was no longer a type 2 diabetic, keto was no longer difficult. I mean, preach. That is absolutely amazing.
Well, and Heath actually loves the meat.
Yeah,
he the sinewy and the more underdone.
No, stop. You don't have to use that adjective. D said it's hard to stay keto because junk food is uber delicious, and we associate bad food with good memories. You're right, just like them freaking golden grams of chocolate milk.
See, I reverse those, and you refer good food with bad memories. Something like it's always like when I'm upset, I just headbutted the whole thing of ice cream.
Now that's also true. No, that is also true.
When I'm upset, I just eat so much more.
Holly's here, says, "Hey, good evening, everyone. Hope your day was great." With the cartwheel emojis, our day was great now because we see the cartwheel emojis. Thank you so much. Mary T said, I think keto is regular. Exactly. We're talking about the regular conversation. My biggest secret right now is it's so normal that I'm way below my goal weights. Want to gain, but I'm scared how to do that. I've been making the odd loaf of bread. You don't need carbs to gain weight. Just overeat keto food. Eat keto food at a surplus.
Go out and buy a box of Quest bars.
No.
Okay, don't do that.
Instead of eating 4 ounces of ground beef, eat 8 ounces of ground beef.
There you go.
Like eat actual food. Just eat more of it.
Go to a good steakhouse.
So, no.
Get you a nice porterhouse.
Beth said, I thought that is what she said too. She wanted to know how long she had to be keto and then go back to how she currently eats. Yeah, that's why I was just like, you can never do that. Yeah. Jerry Van West said, I plan on staying keto for the rest of my life, taking control of my health. Why would I want to go back to the standard American diet when I finally found a successful program that makes me feel better? No sabotage for me. I feel that. So my eventual main goal is just to is to eat keto forever because I can eat keto every day and feel good. Eventually I want to have times where, and of course I'm going to eat like carbs and sugar on holidays and things like that. Like there will be times I have carbs and sugar, but maybe there will also be times where I integrate higher carb vegetables into my diet, like peppers and onions and things like that. Maybe like a sweet potato here and there, but that's all that I want. Like I never want to get back to a point where I'm like integrating oatmeal back into my diet or where I'm having like a sandwich and chips as a lunch, I'll never want to do that regardless. Right. So it's like, if I do start adding carbs, it's just going to be fruits and vegetables. So.
Nice. But if you do that,
you said doo-doo.
Sample.
Yeah.
Just a quick, if the chips happen to go with the BLT you're eating,
nope.
Only do with that. Don't mix it in with your cereal. No. Don't mix it in with your dinner. Don't bring it don't keep it going every day.
No.
If there's somehow you can
Dana said I am slowly converting my house to low carb, then hopefully full keto starting this weekend. Ooh, I love the subterfuge. Yeah, that's where I was going with that. Like go for it. So
I love the subterfuge.
He says I don't have to stay keto. I get to stay keto. Now that's a shirt. Put that shirt on your website. Like, yes, I absolutely love that. Brianna said, I love that. Mine said, exactly. That's exactly what I would think. So, Shelby said, we all have to hear about an emergency on the phone. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't an emergency. If it was an emergency, I would have got up. But I was like, why does she want something? So, Holly said, I don't find it hard to stay keto. I think it has been the easiest to follow. Not to say I may not choose to go off plan for a specific food. That's exactly how I feel, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, for me, it's like, I'll give me the meats. Give me a big steak, a big bowl of pulled
Dana
pork.
said this mama is tired of trying to keep everyone happy and cooking separate meals daily. You know I wouldn't do it. So go for it, girl.
Well, I mean, it depends on how old your kids are, too.
Yes.
Like if they're still single,
and if he has a husband, if she has a husband or spouse that like adults can eat the food that you presented to them. But that's it. When I went keto 3 years ago, I was determined to go all in. I haven't had a single cheat meal since I started. It has gotten so much easier for me just to say no to everything. Lynette, that is absolutely amazing. Hence, Dana said that's absolutely amazing. Yeah,
that's you in numbers, but not
that's
food.
Crazy. So I mean, yeah, that's absolutely. Maybelline is here. Says, good evening, wonderful Whack fam. If food packaging was not so misleading, keto would be easier. Yeah, but if you do eat food that came in packages, then it wouldn't matter. Like, that's really what I'm trying to get away from. I don't want none of my food to come in packages.
I think that's what the rub is. That's what the rubber meets the road. Is like, we got to just, bottom line, quit buying pre-made stuff.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
You got to make your own stuff. Simple.
Callie said, hey, today's my parents' anniversary as well. Awesome. Have they been married 37 years like Teal and Carl? And us at this point?
Yes, and my parents. They're
like probably
37 as well.
More than that. Yeah, I mean, a long time.
So, there's a number.
Yeah, so my whole thing is I'm really getting to the point where it's like my food doesn't have ingredients. My food is the ingredients, right? You know, like I don't buy anything that has multiple ingredients in it, right?
Nice.
I buy fish. I buy ground beef, right?
You sound like me.
And so you remember, like when I make my Chipotle mayo, like, yeah, it is a thing, but I have all the whole ingredients to make it at my house, right?
So you can make your own mayo and your own salmon. And
mahi, ground beef, chicken. Amber's here, says, good evening, Whack family. Hi, Amber, glad you're here.
Good evening, Amber.
Shauna said, Autumn, I'll be 54 and feeling better than I have in years. Thanks to keto. You're right. Thanks for doing the math. So Mary T said, can't you turn off the micro smoke on the chronometer? No, I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't have that visibility or it would be bad. So, okay. D says the micros aren't in your face, so you can easily ignore them. You have to go looking to find them. Oh, interesting.
Look at you worried about the wrong stuff. Mm-hmm. You are always worried about micros when they just are so tiny.
So
they crawl around you.
Jerry Van West said, sad food, standard American food. Does it really taste good? No, they're putting additives into those foods to fool your senses. Going back 100 plus years, and there wasn't that crap that they push as food. You know, that's exactly, we were talking about that on Clubhouse as well. It's like, you know, do we eat the same diets as our parents and grandparents? And I brought up the point of there's no way we could have, because back then they literally did not have the food that we have access to today.
Yes.
Your grandparents didn't have Capri Suns. Like there's no way.
There's a small gap in between there too, where it's like they were dying because it wasn't enough food, so they had to like stretch stuff out. Like that's where starches get flour. Like in the beginning, it wasn't enough to pass around.
Back then, the worst thing was
everybody
lard,
didn't have a cow to eat themselves. So like some people just had potatoes as a family.
Shelby said, no, it's true. The daycare I worked at had the craziest menu for the children, breakfast pizza. Yeah, we were talking once again on Clubhouse. Christy was like, she works at a daycare, and they have like
breakfast pizza.
The snacks that they are legally allowed to give the children, like goldfish, animal crackers, like things like that. And I'm just like,
well, they tried to change it.
Shauna said, I think keto got easier for me when I made myself my why. You're right. So,
look at that.
I say go for it. That's amazing.
Yes.
So.
No, I mean it's a process.
Jerry Van West said, just think if America would ban all food advertising and booze advertising, how society would change for the better, and all medicine advertising. Yes. I remember going to Europe and talking to people in England. They were just like, you're not allowed, like, we don't have advertisements for medicine. Yeah. And it's like, ask your doctor about Humira. And they're like, what? Like, why would you have to mention it to your doctor?
Well, you know what that's about.
Yes, of course. But that's food.
Welcome
that's
to America.
That's everything.
Yeah, well, overseas, they have actual rules where you can't false advertise.
Regulations.
On
Ryan said,
television.
my great-grandparents made it into their 90s. My grandparents into their 80s. My parents into their 60s eating the Center American diet. I eat like my grandparents now with keto. That's my why. Exactly. Right. So I remember watching the YouTube live that Matt from Keto Connect interviewed Dr. Ken Berry and asked, Matt asked Dr. Ken Berry about like his thoughts on technology and the advancements that we've made. And, Dr. Ken Berry brought up a great point. He was just like, technology is amazing. Like I'm sitting here in Tennessee, you're sitting there in Georgia. We're talking to each other instantaneously. That's a miracle, right? Like being able to do that. And so our brains have evolved and we've gotten to the point where we can invent these things to make life easier. Yes. Our bodies have not evolved. Our bodies are the same bodies from 10,000 years ago, right? So we need to be eating in a way.
Pretty sure they couldn't jump as high as me 10,000 years ago.
I'm talking about your liver and your pancreas.
I'm with you now. I'm with
so it's just like our bodies are the same. So like technology, we should never integrate food and technology, as in making food in labs and stuff like that. We need to eat real food.
Welcome to space.
I know,
because
right?
When you go to a different planet, you can't take fruits and vegetables with you, so you gotta.
She'll be saying if the medicine doesn't go down without sugar, maybe you don't need it. I mean, medicine's nasty though. So, Laura said keto is easy when you identify as a non-carb eater. That's also what I work on every day. It's not like rewriting the stories that I tell myself, like, eating, like sticking to keto is hard. I love sweets so much. And I'm like, I'm going to stop telling myself that story. Like, it's just, I enjoy eating in a way that's healthy for my body. And that's keto. So
you don't want to do that.
Yes.
No, always believe you can do it. Until it smacks.
Rhonda said, I need my twin around for a long time and he has underlying health issues. I want him to try to do better. Yeah, I think about that as me and Amber get older. It's just like.
She has underlying health issues?
No, just about like we're like getting older, and
that is a reality.
We're like all we've ever known is a life where we were in each other's lives. So we have to make sure we're prolonging that by, being healthy.
I think that's all siblings. Twins be darned.
No, because your sister lived 4 years before you were born. Your brother lived 8 years before you were born. I lived 0 seconds with my sister ever being born. Okay. Like, and not only born.
I want them to live less than you do.
I'm just saying it's like a different, and it's being the exact same age is all I'm.
But it's not a mirror though. Like if you get sick, you're not going to get sick instantly.
But I know that's not my concern. But what does life look like?
All siblings go through that though. Like I would be.
I'm special, Richard.
Oh my God. So, twins are not that special.
Amber said I don't track and I try to keep it simple. And my wife, my 11-year-old daughter, I absolutely love that.
As long as she's not a twin.
Kelly Shea said I ended up the last 2 times I went off plan, I ended up sick. I still have people telling me one bite won't hurt. My bestie, who is also keto, recently told me one bite will hurt. They're not the ones getting sick. Exactly. So
and everybody's body.
Shona said nibble back away sounds like a bad party game.
Or a good party game.
No, absolutely.
What kind of party you at?
So,
you know what I'm talking about?
TC said, what do you mean you don't eat no carbs? That's okay. I make pasta. That is my big fat Greek wedding. That? It's a line. I see what you did there, even though you changed the words. My big fat Greek wedding.
Oh, yes. Exactly. That raucous event. But
Rhonda said, I've cheated, but I can go right back to keto easily. This is my life. And when I want something, I will eat it. Not often, but when I want. You're right.
It looks like Rhonda mastered moderation. Mm-hmm. You've mastered closing the bag. It's like, looking at that.
Nibble,
close this bag. I don't need this no more.
Yeah.
Put that up there.
Susan said, I remember as a high school athlete, we were told to carb up the night before a swim meet. Ooh, the night before, just loading up on them carbs and going to sleep.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
Don't get me wrong. Like, carbs serve their purpose. Like,
that's
sugar serves its, not sugar, but, it serves its purpose in terms of giving you explosive energy and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, when we go back in the day, it's like, okay, let's not go too far back because then we died earlier. Because we didn't have enough food. Like everybody don't have a whole cow. We have to stretch potatoes. We have to stretch stars. That's why we made those to begin with. Is because we didn't make them, but that's why we cultivated them. Yeah. Is because we had a lot of kids who, if everybody had a cow, it'd be no cow left. So you need to make like a whole pot of potatoes for you. Like, in my opinion, if you like 3 to like 16, something like that, when your metabolism is just running, That's when you're like, oh, it's okay to give them carbs. Yes. But as you get older, we need to wane that off. But I would still see, but not sugar though, not sugar. I
was gonna say I would still say there's a difference between carbs and sugar.
I'm talking about potatoes, rice, stuff like that. Not, they don't not Fruit Loops and Captain Crunch
and in Kool-Aid, right?
Exactly. No, I mean just straight up.
Jervin West said, to be truthful, I haven't broken keto. Keto friendly snacks, yes, like fat bombs and chocolates, but not gone off to eat non-keto friendly foods. That's what I meant. No McDonald's, Taco Bell, pizza, etc.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, for you. That's amazing.
Mary T said, I can't overeat. That's my problem. I try. Once my stomach is not hungry, it's not hungry. I asked it if it was hungry too many times, and now my brain believes it.
See, Mary, I'm a firm believer that's what was my late 20s.
Pamela said, some of us can't sample, so I never cheat. Me, I'm a can't sampler.
You're a can't sampler. See, but you have to know that. You don't know that until you know that. That's the thing.
Wacky says, carb addiction is real. That's all I got to say. Yeah. I know that.
And who you're around, what you've been like, how deep is it indoctrinated in you? If no one around you is changing, if everybody's eating pasta and potato salad, then you like, well, I don't want to be weird. I guess I'll eat mine too.
Joy said, I just can't wait for this move to be over. I've been struggling so much, but I have a plan in hand for when I get back from our road trip. Yeah, I mean, and then especially when you're in times of transition and like you can't stick to your regular routine, that can make it even more difficult.
Well, but that's what, like you said, that's when you need to try to implement meal prepping more, implement trying to shortcut what you're eating, like making something today to stretch for 2 days.
Joe Ray said, keto is hard for those who don't want to put in the effort. It does take effort to stay on this plan and actually any plan.
There you go.
Ding, 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 so ding, that, ding, that's actually going to be the title of the clubhouse room that I'm starting on Friday. Is like, nice. If you're struggling on keto, it's just because you don't want it bad enough. True or false, right? Controversy. Like, I just want to hear like the thoughts on that, Spicy like, is it just that like you just don't want it bad enough? Like if you truly wanted to make this change and to seek the results that you said you wanted, you would do the things, you would put in the effort, and you would do it. If you find yourself not doing that, it's simply because you don't want it bad enough.
You haven't bumped your head.
I want to hear. Times. Yeah, I want to hear like
30 times isn't enough. I gotta bump my head at least 15 more.
So.
No, I think you're completely right. When it's like until you want to change, you're not gonna change.
Yeah.
You just make up an excuse to be like, I'll wait till next week.
I can't do that.
This thing popped up soon, or that thing will pop up next week, or you'll always make an excuse.
Yes, you'll always make an excuse. And that's what
we lie to ourselves so easy.
Jervin West said some don't really understand our carb addiction. You wouldn't say to an alcoholic, just go ahead and have a sip or two. Exactly. It won't hurt you. Food addiction is a real malady. Oh, I love that. For some of us, I can't say no. Malady. Exactly. Like, and it's, they just don't realize that it's not as easy of like, just nibble, back away. Like, and and it's just, and that's okay, right? Because we just come to the places where we do know people like
you have to know this about yourself. Everybody's not going to react the same way to the same thing.
Yeah,
if you
can't nibble, some of us aren't satisfied until the bag is empty.
Yeah, that's how carbs are. Some of us
There's always room for more. Yeah. Exactly. I feel you.
That way, that's kind of like you though. Like you know that you can't nibble, so you don't have it in your house.
I agree.
See, I know that I can bite because of a lot of like a decade or two of practice. I can bite. Wrap it up and be like, I'm gonna save that for later. Yes. I know that about myself now. Yes. So it's like everybody's different. No one walks that same path together. Everybody has a whole different you, me, everybody has their own
has their own path.
Yeah, that's
Shauna said, Richard, not really. When my fam gets together with her carby sides, I always bring my own sides, and oddly they end up eating some of mine too. I mean, because people don't really dislike keto food. The food is delicious.
You might be converting.
They just
air frying.
They're just, they don't like the notion of like, oh, I'm doing so. Like it's
I think they just don't like to do it themselves. It was like if you can sit down and order something that could be brought to their table.
Mary T said, if you don't want to do the work, you won't do the work. If you don't do the work, it ain't gonna work. I love how many times you said work up in there.
I mean, that is Mary though. That's Mary in a nutshell.
She do be coming with the straight.
She's giving you like 4 or 5 different
spitting
principles
that hot fire, right? Exactly, right. And so it's just a matter of knowing yourself and constantly trying to do better. Yes. That's all I can say, all of right?
us. Yeah. And knowing your body, knowing how your body reacts to
knowing
what food
your
you
lifestyle,
eat, knowing what you can and can't play with.
Yeah.
Granola, can't play with at all.
Really anything, to be honest. But still
but
specifically granola.
But you learned that over time.
I did.
It wasn't instant, and it took a lot of bumping your head before you're like, you know what? This is bad for me.
I got one more episode of The Flash to watch before I go to sleep tonight. So I'm gonna watch The Flash. We're on season. We're on season 2. We're almost about to be at the finale, so I'm really excited about that. So have a good night, everyone, and of course we're gonna catch you on Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and the title and the time will actually match. Okay?
Well,
so yeah, they really will. I'll make sure. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll talk to you then.
Goodbye,
bye.
Y'all.